Charlie.
Yeah, John, going back to Ja'Cory, just what stands out to you about his game? Maybe what impresses you and separates him from the other receivers in the room?
Definitely his size. He's a lot bigger, a bigger receiver, and just how hard he works. He's a hard worker, and just his abilities of running routes and creating space and things like that.
Jeff.
Yeah, John, Georgia's won, their last 11 games by a bunch. Last 3 SEC games were really tight for you guys. I'm not going to ask you if being more battle-tested is an advantage, but what is the benefit of having to scratch and claw and win those 3 games when you get into a big game like this?
I guess the benefit on that is just the experience that comes with it and being able to learn from it. Being able to go back and see and just be more critical, more self-critical, and critique the games that are tighter, and just the more things to learn from them.
Hello and welcome into the Jay Barker Show. I'm Matt Coulter. Jay will be joining us shortly. In the studio already is the one and only Lars Anderson. Lars, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing today, Matt?
I'm doing fantastic. I'd like to, you remember in school they would say, hey, we're going to have third period and fourth period outside.
What a beautiful day.
I mean, it's supposed to get up to like 69, and I can't find a cloud. There's a few wisping clouds, but earlier today it was just clear blue.
Did you say wisping?
I did. Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah.
I probably couldn't spell it, but I think I could probably spell it better than I can say it. But Jay's being a dad. You ever help your kids move? Of course you haven't. They're 6 and 4.
My kids
but I've
6, 4, and 4. Hey, don't leave out the
no, I
second
leave
girl.
Autumn or Farah. It doesn't matter. But
by the way, I'm gonna unleash them on you this weekend.
Oh, are you now?
Yes.
We're gonna watch the Alabama Georgia game.
Yeah,
with the 3 minions
yes,
running around
We're gonna have an Alabama party. So just to let the listeners know, every Saturday have an Alabama party with my kids, and I have this little tray where I get
some goodies, like
just
chicken fingers,
like chicken fingers,
grapes.
grapes,
a very kid fare.
Yeah, some popcorn. I put some chopped up cucumber, which they oddly love, and well, what they do is they soak it in ranch. So really, you're just tasting the ranch.
It could be a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, it would still taste good.
Okay.
Yes. And what was it? It was 2 weeks ago that I brought him over to your house, and it was I think it was just Farah and I that ran to the store real quick, and so I left you in charge of Lincoln and
Yeah, that was fun.
Did they behave?
Yes, they did. They just like to wrestle a lot.
They do. Oh my gosh,
it's pretty incredible because it's 2 little girls and. Lincoln really has to.
The thing is,
his son has to.
So Lincoln, like most boys, he's a late bloomer, and so his sisters, who are 18 months younger, are his exact same size, and so they just will go at it. They will go at it.
I saw that.
I mean, just the other day, I think it was Farah pushed Lincoln down the stairs for no reason. There's always a lot of tears, but Matt, let's start.
One quick thing while we're on the daddy deal. My son turns 27 today. That is Matt Jr. You've met him.
What a great kid.
He's a great kid. I'm really proud. I have 3 great kids, but today it's tough on him. If you have a birthday between Thanksgiving and Christmas, you are SOL. So when I called him today, he said, "Oh, it's just like any other birthday. Everybody's overlooking it." And I said, "We're not going to do that today. So we'll go out to dinner, and not something you can say with your kid when they're 6, but we're going to have a margarita and celebrate his 27th birthday."
Oh,
so
happy birthday, Matt.
Happy birthday to Matt. Now, what direction do you want to lead this show?
Well, hey, we got to start and have the beginning of the show and the end of the show talking about Alabama, Georgia.
All right.
And just looking at some of the stats of the Bulldog defense, no opponent has scored more than 17 in the 12 regular season games. Since October 30th, Georgia's held 4 of its 5 opponents to single digits. But perhaps the blueprint for Alabama to some degree was laid out, surprisingly enough, by Tennessee. Tennessee did score 10 points and actually ended up scoring 17, but they gained a lot of yards and moved the ball up and down the field. Boy, just hearing the clips from the players and talking to people around the program at Alabama, they are a heck of a lot more confident than Alabama fans right now. And even speaking with students yesterday, taught 2 classes in person, the students are not terribly confident in this game. It's the first time since 2015 that Alabama is an underdog. And in that game, it was the blackout game in Athens. And Alabama led something like 31-0 at halftime.
Oh, it was. I don't know if it was a blackout game. I think that might have gone back as I had to do some research this morning on the Gary Harris show. Gary said that was 2009, Matt.
Oh, geez.
And he's right.
That's right, because Stafford played in that game.
Yes.
And Stafford's been in the NFL forever.
Look, it's right here. My hairline, not necessarily yours. It recedes, and so does your memory. However, it was a Georgia game that the last time Alabama was not favored.
Who won that game?
2015. Alabama won it, didn't they?
Yeah.
And now you got me questioning my own memory 3 times. But you got a good point on Tennessee.
You know what I've learned on radio?
What?
Never ask a question to your radio partner that you haven't discussed beforehand, because Jay has done that to me a couple times, and it's just like,
it's good and it's bad. Sometimes it makes for great radio because you just go back and forth.
You do want to be extemporaneous and all that,
absolutely.
But and usually the best discussions actually occur during the breaks. And so it's hard it's almost like you and I don't want to talk during the break because we're going to give away or give up our best material. And then once you try to replicate it on air, it just doesn't work. No. But you've been following Alabama for so long. You went to Alabama. You were a broadcaster. You've been in radio. You've analyzed and looked at Alabama football for probably longer than I've been alive.
It has been.
And
pretty close to it.
No, I mean, not that long. But what is your gut feeling going into this game? And then I'll tell you mine.
My gut feeling is Georgia will win. They're a better football team, and their defense is going to cause Alabama a lot of trouble, especially along the offensive front, and especially with I was telling Gary Harris on Tide 100.9 earlier, said they're calling roll in the running back room, and they go, Trey? Because it's my understanding that B-Rob has not practiced yet this year, this week. So that's troublesome. Alabama's real key here, and it showed up in the Auburn game, is their ability to play defense against pretty good offenses, because I think Georgia has a pretty good offense. So if they're going to be able to win this game, they're going to have to force a turnover, force a mistake, special teams, something of that nature. And then Bill O'Brien and his staff are going to have to figure out a way to nickel and dime with Bryce Young, which is not impossible.
I think Bryce needs to get the ball out of his hands quicker than he has throughout the season to mitigate the pass rush that is certainly going to be coming, and it's going to be an onslaught. Got to figure out creative ways to help the right tackle, whoever that's going to be. Is it do you put Latu back as sort of a tight end playing fullback, where you help on the right side of the line there? And I think Alabama's you can't win a game being in the SEC being one-dimensional. So you're going to have to be able to run to some degree. And yeah, it is going to be Trey Sanders. That's everything I'm hearing too. And maybe the fact that Trey knows, like, this is his time. This is his opportunity. This is why he came to Alabama. And yes, it has not gone the way Trey had thought it would with the knee injury and then the car accident. And you remember remember how confident he was coming in and saying that he was going to win the Heisman Trophy as a freshman. And but I love that. I love that. I love that confidence. And so he's going to have to play a key role. But I think whenever you have a superior quarterback to the opposition, you got a chance.
You said that earlier. In fact, that was the title of our podcast, is if you got Bryce, you got a chance.
Yeah. And if Bryce look, if Alabama wins this game, Bryce Young wins the Heisman Trophy going away. No doubt about it, because he's going to have to play really well. But, I was talking to last night when I was driving home from Tuscaloosa. One of my neighbors is a former Alabama defender and a well-known person. And but I didn't ask for his permission to reveal his name, so I'm not going to use it. But he went back and rewatched every single play like 4 times, like a coach would. Rewind, play. And he was just so impressed with the defense. And I know Christian Harris has gotten some flack this season, but he thought Christian Harris played really, really well. 47 played well. Toa played well. Of course, Will Anderson. And Will Anderson might be the second best player on the field. Or maybe Will Anderson may be the best player on the field, and then Bryce Young. And so if you got Will Anderson, who can be has been the most disruptive force in the country this year on defense. So you got the best defender, you got the best offensive player, that at least gives you a puncher's chance at minimum.
Right. And I know you're talking to, I don't think you care, but then again, you've already said it. That's Lars Anderson. I'm Matt Coulter. Jay Barker will join us momentarily. He's moving his daughter. Way to go, Dad. This show is being brought to you by Sonny King. Sonny King dealership is...
Why doesn't Jay just hire a mover?
I thought the same thing. And when we get back, we're both going to give our opinions on friends calling. Hey, you mind helping me move?
Oh, shoot. Because you helped me move. Oh, no.
No.
I'm getting busted.
Oh, wait. I kind of forgot about that. I did help Lars move, so maybe I should shush. Also, want to give salutations to a Crimson Tider who unfortunately passed from ALS just yesterday. We'll talk about that. Also, remember, play Top Golf. We going to play this week?
Well, not on Saturday. But
no. Let's take your kids there.
Sunday. Oh, Lincoln loves Top Golf.
Good. That's where we're going.
Because I think he hit
my living room can't take another.
He hit 254 balls the last time we were out there.
Counted. Oh, they count for you.
Yeah, they do.
That's Top Golf. We'll be right back.
Show live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham,
where the season never ends. This is your home of Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Why is this oven still going? Hi, this is Dinesh.
Dinesh's Bakery just landed a sweet catering contract.
40 dozen fritters, Friday at 5 a.m.?
He needs an event planner to help him rise to the occasion.
Oh, every Friday at 5 a.m. Not a problem.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Has the pandemic affected your business? Even with more and more customers going online in the past 5 years, online business has grown greatly due to the pandemic. Now more than ever, it's important to have a strong online presence so that customers can find your business and products easily. That's where TownSquare comes in to help. Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free competitive analysis to see how your business stands up to the competition. And if you're one of the first to sign up, you'll get $500 in free advertising on this radio station. That's mylocalcustomers.com.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month and no contract. Plus, get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Hey, Ray Magliozzi here. I'd like to carry more parts at my shop, but I just don't have the room. Every time I go in the back to get wiper blades, I trip over a dusty crate of Honda air filters, then bang my head on some GTO radiator hoses. eBay Motors never has that problem. They stock all the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them, with everything from new headlights to vintage gear shifters. I can't imagine being able to stock 122 million parts. I mean, where would I get all those shelves? eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Cardiology consultants Doctors Hill, Anderson, Lewis, Shaw, Caraway, and Proctor welcomes Dr. Vishal Daya to their practice in November. Dr. Daya is board certified in cardiovascular disease and is board eligible in interventional cardiology. Cardiology consultants are pleased to welcome Dr. Daya to the team of high quality and compassionate physicians. Now accepting new patient appointments, 205-752-0694.
Word of mouth has Dante's dental clinic thriving.
17 new patients? Nice. Is this next month's calendar?
But he needs another dentist to give his schedule a good cleaning.
This is this week? You're kidding. Oh, you're not.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
What a beautiful day today. Sunshine in full supply, the high around 70. Clear tonight, the low 47. And this mild weather continues tomorrow and Friday. Lots of sunshine both days. Highs up in the low to mid-70s, between 72 and 75. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 68 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Hey, Evan. Just what did you think of the way that Trey Sanders stepped in for B-Rob on Saturday in the Iron Bowl? And if Brian can't go, just how confident are you guys in Trey that he can show up the load on the backfield?
I'm extremely confident in Trey. Trey comes in to work every day, works his tail off, make sure, he makes sure he's prepared. And whenever his number was called on Saturday, he came in and answered the bell, came in and hurdled the guy. So I ain't seen that out of him since high school, so I'm really proud of him. We have the utmost confidence in him that he's going to go in and get the job done.
That was Devin Neal, Alabama's All-American left guard. Left tackle. He's going to end up, you'd hope, opening up some holes for Trey Sanders.
Coach Saban talked about how well Trey did, not only catching the ball out of the backfield, and he's an excellent receiver, and I think we're going to
good thing.
We're going to see that. But really, he did a terrific job on block protection, because in really critical situations, Auburn blitzing a linebacker or a strong safety, and Trey made the pickup every single time. And that is as important as toting the rock.
And as folks that are listening to this show know, that was one of the questions we had earlier in the year as to why he wasn't getting more carries, I don't think that's the reason. He did a stellar job in picking up the blitz. and he'll have to do that again.
That has been an ongoing topic on this show, and I'm sure it has with fans. Why hasn't Trey Sanders played more? And the more I think about it, and the more sort of you read the tea leaves, read between the lines of what different people are saying, I think it's just that he is still not necessarily 100% with the hip issue from the car accident, and maybe not fully. He might be 100% healed, but psychological lingering issues like, do I trust myself? Do I trust my body? Not that this is any shape or form an appropriate comparison. I tore my Achilles and I still don't feel confident. I tore my Achilles 3 years ago. Still don't feel confident playing basketball.
Well, and he hasn't played a lot of football.
Yeah.
And I think when you play football and you're practicing and you're going at it and you're playing every day and every game, that confidence grows and continues. But he hasn't played consistent enough to have the confidence just as a football running back.
So who do you think, obviously he can't play every single down, and let's just assume for the sake of argument that that Brian Robinson can't go. And again, if he can't go, I mean, this is a running back room that's already missing Chase McCullen, Cordell Williams, Kamar Wheaton. And so the only scholarship player left who was recruited as a running back is Trey Sanders. And, this has never happened to Nick Saban in his entire career, just having one running back left. Alabama did not run the ball well against Auburn, just averaging 1.8 yards per attempt. So you asked me this yesterday, Matt. Who's going to be the backup to Trey Sanders? Who do you think it will be? Is it going to be Slade Bolton, perhaps?
Christian Leary, the freshman wide receiver, has lined up there, and he had some carries a couple of weeks ago against New Mexico State.
He looked good. And linebacker Demoy Kennedy, he could go.
He had 11 carries, or was it 7? Something. He had a lot of carries against the Aggies.
Yeah,
that's the Aggies of New Mexico State.
Yeah,
by the way.
And I'm sure now that Nick Saban is real happy that he did get those guys worked in New Mexico State because of the unknown of whether or not Brian Robinson is going to play. But again, to me, this is going to be all about Bryce Young, and can he hit one or two deep balls, right, to Jameson Williams, who is faster than any guy at the back end of that Georgia secondary. And the one thing we've seen from Bryce consistently throughout the season is his deep ball accuracy. And Mechie just is coming off the best game, I would argue, of his entire career.
I would too.
At Alabama, 150 yards receiving. Really stepped up when Robinson had to go out. And then Billingsley, I thought, played really well, not just in the pass game, but in blocking as well. And so you have three dynamic threats with those guys, and also Bolton, Slade Bolton from the slot. And but again, can you be one-dimensional against this Georgia defense? If they know you're going to be throwing the ball, you're in trouble. But play action pass isn't going to work if you're averaging 1.8 yards per carry, and that's exactly what happened against Auburn. And Alabama didn't score a touchdown until 24 seconds left in the game.
Well, and Georgia's got such power up front; they don't have to blitz. They didn't get a rush on you with their front four. So we'll see. Yesterday I saw online that former Alabama safety Alan Pizzatola had passed away. What a battler from when he came onto campus as a long shot to even play. He ended up starting and becoming an all-SEC performer at safety. A very successful businessman. And then, unfortunately, ALS. He lost his battle yesterday, and I found out from Kerry Good, who is also battling ALS.
Horrible disease.
It's a horrible disease. And as you know, I did the Jerry Lewis Telethon here in Birmingham for 8 years. and became more than familiar with it. It's a cruel disease, and he's with Coach Bryant now, just discussing the cover 2. But we just wanted to recognize, from an Alabama standpoint, and just from being an outstanding human being, he will be missed.
Yeah, and Kevin Turner also lost his life.
And
Another Alabama.
You know, when we go to Bob's, and
that's right.
There's a huge picture of Allen with Richard Todd and Bob Baumhauer. But anyway, rest in peace. When we come back, Roger Hoover. This is the Jay Barker Show. I'm Matt Coulter. That's Lars Anderson. Jay is helping his daughter move, which is generous and a fatherly thing to do. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham. Your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds, built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on the Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
it's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.O.
Welcome back to the Jay Barker Show. I'm Matt Coulter, sitting in for Jay for just a little while. He was joining us in a bit, helping his daughter move. So, very cool thing. Lars Anderson is with us, and we're now joined by the one and only Roger Hoover from Crimson Tide Sports Network. Roger, how you doing, man?
Doing well. A great time of the year. Of course, enjoyed the Iron Bowl win to the max, and now just focused on Georgia and playing some good basketball as well. Hope you guys are good.
Everybody's good. Are you at Coliseum? Are you looking at basketball? Give us a quick update on where Nate Oates and the Crimson Tide are right now.
Well, they leave tomorrow for Seattle. The battle in Seattle coming up on Saturday, taking on a team that had been ranked number 1 in the country, the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Still top 5, a really good team, even after the loss they had against Duke. And we just saw Duke lose last night to Ohio State. But it's going to be quite a game coming up for Alabama as the Crimson Tide kind of rounded into form as the week in Orlando went along, had lost to Iona on Thursday, and then had to really grind out a win against a very good Drake team on Friday, because Drake has picked to win one of the better basketball mid-major leagues in the country in the Missouri Valley. And they gave really Alabama all it could handle. And towards the tail end of that ball game, we started to see the defense come to life, the offense come to life, like we know it can be played in a NATO-style system. And then after a slow start on Sunday against Miami, it just turned it on with 64 points in the second half against Miami, a pretty good team that'll be in the middle of the pack in the ACC this year. So I think all in all, you went 2-1 in the tournament. Crimson Tide are in a really strong position now. They've had all week to kind of focus and get ready for the Gonzaga Bulldogs on Saturday.
I hadn't done a deep dive. I'm going to leave that up to you, Roger. How does Alabama match up with the Bulldogs?
Well, the Crimson Tide really match up well with anybody they play due to the fact that their
Gonzaga,
guards
not
can
Georgia.
score at a well, hey, the Crimson Tide matched up extremely well in that game. I'm not as nearly intimidated by Georgia as the rest of the world is. But they matched up extremely well against Gonzaga first and foremost because of Jaden Shackelford and Javon Quinterly and the emergence of J.D. Davis. I thought his Miami game was really good. He probably would have had a triple-double if not for some Keon Ellis rebounds that otherwise would have gone to J.D. Davison. But playing off the bench, he is just making the offense hum, along with what Javon Quinterly can do, and then the toughness down. Diaco has been really good, and they're going to need him to be good going up against some outstanding post players for Gonzaga. So I feel good about this matchup for the Crimson Tide. It's a good measuring stick early in December. The world doesn't end if Alabama loses this game by, say, 5 or 10 points. And, it doesn't mean Alabama is the best team in the country if they win this game by 5 or 10 points. So it's just a fun matchup. It's really what non-conference basketball prior to the SEC season should be all about. You want marquee matchups like this, and I know the entire program is really ready to get out to the West Coast.
Yeah, I love the fact that this game is scheduled, Roger, and it will be a good measuring stick to see where Alabama stacks up against what clearly looks like the best team in the country, at least so far early in the season. All right, let's switch gears and look at the SEC championship game. Not a lot of optimism among Alabama fans. So, Roger,
I
tell
disagree
us
with that.
what
Come on,
is.
Lars. I mean, this is Alabama falling to Georgia. This is Alabama always wins this game. Alabama's won 7 straight SEC
I know.
games.
Hey,
Georgia's the underdog here. Don't get it confused.
I was just on campus yesterday, and I gotta say my students are not overly optimistic. But however, let's move forward. What is the pathway to victory for Alabama? What is the secret formula that only Roger Hoover knows?
Well, I think it's an aerial attack. I think it's getting Jamison Williams able to play for 60 minutes. I think this Auburn game changed so much when he went out due to the targeting penalty, but it's time to start going over the top again like Crimson Tide did against Arkansas. You know, the Razorbacks are really strong in the defensive line, but the defensive line wasn't a huge storyline for Arkansas in that game because Bryce Young's getting rid of the football quickly, and that's what he's got to do in this matchup against Georgia, against the secondary that is good, but is certainly not as strong as their defensive line. So, you know, I've heard a lot of conversation about Jordan Davis. The best way to take him out of the ball game is not make it a running game or kind of grind it out, slow tempo style game. I mean, this needs to be Alabama football, like we saw a lot last year with Mac Jones hitting Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle and John Mechie. It needs to be that way this year with Bryce Young getting James Williams and John Mechie as involved as possible, and then using Jaleel Billingsley, Cameron Latu, Slade Bolden, and really in improvisational ways. I mean, this is going to be an offense for the Crimson Tide that's got to score points in a hurry because, again, Georgia offensively, I don't think can keep up with Alabama in a track meet, but that's what the Crimson Tide have to turn this into. They got it turned into a track meet where the Crimson Tide are having very quick drives and scoring touchdowns.
And what is your analysis of Trey Sanders? We've been speculating on this show for literally months as to why Trey hasn't played more, and now you know he's the most likely going to be the only scholarship back who's healthy, and Coach Saban raved about his ability to pick up blitzes in really critical situations. And is it just the fact that you know maybe he's fully recovered physically from the hip injury suffered in the car accident, but maybe not psychologically? But what do you expect from Trey Sanders, who just an immense talent? And Matt and I were talking yesterday. I believe he, if I recall correctly, number one overall recruit in the country when he came to Alabama. Such high expectations, then had the knee injury, then the car accident, which was more severe than I think most of us realize. What are you looking for out of Trey Sanders on Saturday afternoon?
Well, a lot of it depends on the health of Brian Robinson Jr., whether he's able to go or not. But if he's not able to play, you look to Trey to be that lead back and really take as many carries as he can handle. And then the Crimson Tide have some options with Demoy Kennedy or Christian Leary that can help some of those secondary carries. But, you know, as it turns out, it was good that Trey Sanders didn't have a huge workload early in the season when Alabama had all the running backs healthy with Brian Robinson Jr. To go along with Jason McClellan and Roydell Williams. And now that's a very thin running back room in terms of scholarship players. Like you mentioned, Trey's the only one. So he's going to have to be really smart with the football. He can't turn it over. And he has also got to do a great job in blocking pass protection because, again, I expect Alabama to be very pass happy in this game against Georgia from the opening kickoff. I think Alabama's going to really have to move downfield in a hurry in this game. And then, you know, you'd love to be in that position late where you're up by a touchdown or 10 points and you can rely on Trey a little bit to have some grinded out style drives, work the clock, and in the football game and an Alabama win. But I think he's ready. I think all the timing of his carries, his development as the season gone along has really not only helped for him getting further removed from the car accident, but also being fresh for a huge ball game like he's got coming up on Saturday.
Roger Hoover from Crimson Tide Sports Network is joining us here on the Jay Barker Show. Lars Anderson, Matt Coulter, Jay will be along shortly. Personally, and I have no information that came from inside practice, I think B-Rob's probably going to play, and that will put Trey Sanders in the same position at the beginning of the Alabama-Auburn game. If not, Roger, who will give Trey a little bit of a breather at running back? Is it going to be a backup quarterback, a wide receiver, a linebacker? Who's going to be there?
I think the two guys I just mentioned, Demoy Kennedy and Christian, continue to work in practice, and they've now had several weeks to prepare for this possibility. So everything we've heard about those guys has been good. They look good when they carried the football against New Mexico State a couple weeks ago. I didn't get as many chances, obviously, in the Iron Bowl with the way that game shaked out. But I think if Coach Saban is comfortable enough to put them there in practice, he's comfortable enough to put them there in a game. So if that's absolutely needed, I wouldn't be surprised to see them go in. I wouldn't be surprised to see them do well.
How big is Will Anderson going to play a role in this game?
He's going to be big, and I expect Georgia to try to figure out any way they can flip plays around and try and keep Stetson Bennett as far away from him as possible. But I think with Will Anderson's talent, I think he will get there. And I think this is going to be a huge ball game for Christian Harris and Henry To'oTo'o because they're going to be challenged a lot more, and Dallas Turner as well. Dallas is going to be challenged a ton, knowing that Georgia does not want easy plays for Will Anderson. But I think all of four of those guys are really ready for the challenge because they've gone up against some really elite quarterbacks like Matt Corral this season. Even look what Zach Calzada did in the second half of that Texas A&M game. This group is pretty much battle-tested, and KJ Jefferson had some good moments for Arkansas. They have gone against elite quarterbacks, and they've gone against, honestly, some better quarterbacks than what they're going to see coming up on Saturday against Georgia, and they've gone up against some better offensive lines as well, especially if you look back at the Arkansas game, some future NFL guys on that offensive line. So I have a lot of confidence in what the defense is able to do, and Will Anderson will make plays coming up on Saturday. There's no doubt about that.
Roger, what do you think Bill O'Brien is going to do to try to help the right side of the offensive line, which has been an issue all season long for Alabama? And who do you think is going to play? Like, who's going to start at right tackle? Do you and what goes along with that? What can Alabama do? Do you put someone like Latu in the backfield to sort of help out with the blocking, or what creative ways can Alabama come up with and Bill O'Brien to give some assistance to the right side of that line? Because again, it is there's just no denying it. It's been an issue all season long.
I think that's really the key question this week on the opposite side of the ball at practice because, Alabama really had to shuffle things around, bring in McLaughlin at center, and even Javian Cohen was helping him get the signals in from the sideline when to snap the football. We saw the reemergence of Chris Owens. You kind of wonder about the health of Darian Dalcourt. I think there are a lot of variables at play for this offensive line, and I wouldn't be shocked if we saw some more mixing and matching, to be quite honest, whether it is Chris Owens or Damian George getting time at right tackle, or even Kendall Randolph lining up more as a blocking tight end on that right side. That could be something that really helps Alabama in this game coming up. So I'd expect anything. But I think what they did at the end of the Iron Bowl, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw that to begin the football game, because that was the group that was able to move downfield those 97 yards when Alabama had to get down the field. That was the group that got it done. So I would probably lean a little bit towards there. But again, it's really up to the coaching staff and what they feel like is best for what they see. That's why this is a very critical week of practice.
Roger, as always, we appreciate your time. We're going to finish up with a question that's very non-sports related. What do you do when a friend calls and says, "Hey, Roger, can you help me move?"
I Google a moving company and give it to them. Give the number to them. Yeah, I don't think I've ever helped a friend move, and I'm trying to keep that streak going. I guess I'm at 33 years. I won't see if I can get another 33 of not helping a friend move.
Well, you're getting to the point where you can start citing age. Just can't lift anymore.
Bad
That's
joints, that's a good way to look at it.
A long time ago, when all our friends were moving around when we got out of college, I'd just say, "Hey, man, can I just give you $50?" And that would have helped back then. Now,
hey, when I was living in New York City, I had 4 friends help me move. And I'm like, yeah, I'm moving into this brownstone. What I didn't tell them was that I was living in a 5th floor walk up, 5 flights of stairs. Man, it was they were not happy with me. I
talk to these people.
Yes, I bought more beer that day for them than I've ever purchased in my life.
Oh, hey, man, I know you got a heavy weekend and a week actually leading up to it. But we always appreciate your time. Thank you, Roger.
Thanks,
Sounds
Roger.
good, guys. Talk to you next week. We'll see you. Bye.
Roger Hoover, you'll hear him all week on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. We appreciate his time. Matt, Jay is, as we just said, he's helping somebody move. 4 friends, 5 flights.
Yeah.
Wow, you're a
there
cruel,
it is. Like,
you're
you
a
got to be
cruel
kidding
friend.
me.
You didn't
I mean,
tell them either. Going
No. And there was a big couch involved, which you've actually seen that couch. It's a big purple couch that is in my basement.
and it is
right
heavy.
now.
It's like people put weights in it.
Yes.
You have do you have that desk then too?
Yeah.
Because that is heavy and awkward. And never mind. We're not going to get into moving. That's the story on that. We'll be back with more of the Jay Barker Show momentarily.
You're listening to the Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Your home for Alabama Crimson Tide football. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms could mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Dell Technologies' biggest business sale of the year has arrived. Step up your vision with top tech up to 50% off during their Cyber Monday event. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Plus, get incredible savings on Windows 11 PCs, along with servers, monitors, and docks, all with free shipping. There's also special financing with Dell Business Credit. Get started by contacting your Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Ask big.
Have you seen our artisan-created diamonds? If you've been in a room with one, you can't miss it.
Tom Osmond from Fincher and Osmond.
It's a diamond like I've never seen.
And he's seen a lot of diamonds.
Ask big.
At Fincher and Osmond, you can put artisan-created diamonds side by side with mined diamonds. When you see it.
More importantly, when she sees it.
FincherandOsmond.com.
McFarland Boulevard between Edgar's and Local Roots.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month and no contract. Plus, get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
With so many choices for group or business hotel stays in Tuscaloosa, why not come home to the Country Inn & Suites? All of our rooms and suites have microwaves and refrigerators, spacious work desk, and queen or king-size beds. Our complimentary hot breakfast will get anyone's day started off right. We offer some of the best rates and service around, so give John a call at 205-535-2093 for more information. Let us serve all of your lodging needs at the Country Inn & Suites, Tuscaloosa.
What do you give the person who wants to do everything or anything? What about Masterclass? Unlimited access to online classes from the world's best. For those who want to make films like Martin Scorsese, create dishes like Gordon Ramsay, or even flow like Nas. Maybe they want to make hits like Mariah Carey, or they're looking to make history like Gloria Steinem. You know they want to, and now you know what to get them. This holiday, give one annual membership and get one for free. Go to masterclass.com/listen today. That's masterclass.com/listen. Terms apply.
You know when you order a new video game, or a golf club, or a blender, and then it arrives at your door, you get a little thrill. Imagine how much more thrilling it is when you order a new car. With Nissan at home, you can shop for the perfect ride and order it without ever having to go anywhere. Sure beats a golf club or a blender. Buy a new car entirely online with Nissan at Home. Delivered direct from dealer to driveway. Thrill starts here. Services may vary at participating dealers, subject to applicable law. See dealer for details.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
What a beautiful day today. Sunshine in full supply, the high around 70. Clear tonight, the low 47. And this mild weather continues tomorrow and Friday. Lots of sunshine both days. Highs up in the low to mid-70s, between 72 and 75. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 68 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
all the folks that are listening on our affiliates across the state, across actually the panhandle of Florida. Also, those that have dialed us up on BamaInsider, and you're certainly welcome to do that. And we appreciate all the likes and subscribers that we're getting on that platform as well. The college football world is spinning like a top as far as college coaches, departures, arrivals, well, whatever is going on. The two big ones are Brian Kelly and Lincoln Riley. And, of course, as always the case, it sets off a domino effect. But which one of those would you like to jump in here for a minute?
Let's start with Brian Kelly. And I have to say, I have known Brian since he was the head coach at Grand Valley State, which is in Michigan. I did a long story on Grand Valley because they had won several national championships, and that's really what launched his career. And the Brian Kelly I got to know then, and he opened up the whole program to me, is not the Brian Kelly that exists today.
Okay.
I got to say that. A video of Brian Kelly saying farewell to his Notre Dame players was leaked out Wednesday morning and was published by Barstool. And in it, Kelly gave a nearly 4-minute speech at the 7 a.m. meeting. And you know what? It was met with complete silence.
Mm-hmm.
Complete silence.
But you listen, you read it. He was hitting all the buttons. He just is not a man of great personality.
No.
And what I do know about him, not a lot of people like. We are finding out a little bit more about it. Did you read the story about Matt LaFleur? The other coach is now a head coach.
Packers.
They were the assistant. Yeah, LaFleur's at Green Bay. There was another guy that was on that staff. And during that time, Brian Kelly was having a Christmas party, and he asked these guys and the assistant coaches to come over to the Christmas party. And so they went over there. All right, we're going to party. He had them parking cars and shoveling the snow.
Look, he may not be the most personal guy in the world, but when Nick Saban arrived in Alabama, he was not known as a very personable guy.
Worse when he arrived in LSU, from what I understand.
And look, I talked to Jim McElwain. I mean, this was on the record. In that after McElwain was Nick's offensive coordinator for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. And Jim told me that only once in that whole time he was at Alabama did Nick ever engage him in a personal conversation. And that was to say very briefly that I'm sorry to hear your mother passed away. That was it. Everything else was all business all the time. I think Brian Kelly is going to do very, very well at LSU. He's going to I think it's a home run hire. Who cares what the personalities are like? Who cares?
They don't care at LSU.
If they win football games, it doesn't matter. And Brian Kelly has shown with sort of almost inferior talent that he can get teams to the college football playoffs. Yeah, they get waxed once they get there, but at least he gets them there. And again, this is the first coach in over 100 years to leave Notre Dame while being the head coach for another school on his own volition.
And leaving at a time his team still has a chance to win a national championship. I think if anything about that rubs me really, really raw, that's it.
Luke Fickell is going to be the guy at Notre Dame.
Would it be poetic justice for Notre Dame if they ended up winning it all? Brian Kelly's down at LSU trying to recruit people going, whoa, wait a minute.
Poetic justice.
The championship I'm moving here to win, they just won behind me.
Cincinnati beats Notre Dame in the playoffs. How about that?
Okay. Be some time. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurants. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and processes are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers, and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamer. It's a New Orleans style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slapping the table for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajun Steamer while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Tennessee, they've got you covered. Head out today to the Cajun Steamer.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.O.
Following this summer's Tokyo Olympic Games, the eyes of the world will turn to Birmingham, Alabama, and the World Games 2022. Next July, the world will come together for the South's largest international sporting event since the 96 Centennial Olympic Games. 3,600 athletes will compete for gold in 34 sports, including lacrosse, softball, gymnastics, flag football, and more. Tickets are on sale now. Buy yours at twg2022.com.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Who you are is more important than what you do. The only way that you're going to have any kind of success in your life, you have to buy into a process of what it takes to reach a goal. How can I be the best I can be at what I do? How much of your time was spent and how much was it invested in your goal? You can't do it unless you can overcome adversity, because that's what makes great things great, is the things that you had to overcome to accomplish them.
We have about 5 choices in our life, and everybody has a choice as to what they want to do and how they want to do that. And if you're going to be excellent or elite, you got to do special things. You have to have special intensity. You have to have special focus. It doesn't matter what God-given ability that you have, but without the rest of it, I'm not sure you ever get excellent or elite.
You have to have toughness. What does it take to break you? I don't care what circumstance you're faced with. What does it take to break your focus, to make you give in? You're tired or you don't feel like giving effort or finishing the play like you should. I'm not saying it's our goal to try to break you. It's just the way it is in football. It's going to be difficult. You're getting yourself ready to play at a high level. And just because you got beat on the last play, that can't affect the next play. That's breaking you. Your frustration is breaking you. What does it take to break you?
We should help others. We should serve other people all the time. You cannot be a leader and affect other people if you're not willing to serve other people. Think of our lives as
Every day, we should appreciate the opportunity that we have to accomplish and affect something. Earn this. Everybody made all these sacrifices for you to live. Go live a good life. Be a good father. Help other people. Accomplish something of significance. Make a difference. That would be my goal for everybody here. Make a difference and help everybody's spirit in a positive way. God bless you and roll tide.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992, winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist for the Heisman Trophy, voted the SEC Player of the Year, and was drafted by the Green Bay Packers, also seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers.
Good deal.
He is the winningest quarterback in Alabama history, 35-2-1, member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is Lars Anderson, New York Times best-selling author, 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated, and professor at the University of Alabama. Live from the AVX studios in Birmingham, Alabama, The Jay Barker Show.
Here. All right, welcome in. Jay Barker Show here live from AVX, Audio Video Excellence. Matt Coulter and Lars Anderson, and appreciate you guys holding down the fort for me for that first hour. And up in Nashville was having to actually help my daughter move into a new apartments and furniture and stuff, and had a good time with her. But things ran a little bit late, but I had to do the daddy duty today, and appreciate you guys being there for me. But look forward to this hour talking about the CFP rankings. I know y'all been talking about Alabama and Georgia in the SEC title game coming up this weekend. And also want to remind folks that Top Golf at Birmingham is our presenting sponsor. Get out to Top Golf. It is the bowling of this generation. You're going to absolutely love it, whether it's workers, co-workers, family, friends. Get out and see it for yourself, and just a ton of fun. Great food, great drinks, and like I said, just a lot of fun to go out there and be a part of that and other charitable events and things that they have going on at Top Golf for Birmingham. Also driven by Sunny King Ford on the sunny side of the street. Go see Tony Russell and all the great folks at Sunny King Ford. Guys, hope you're doing well back at AVX, but I know you were talking earlier about the Georgia Bulldogs and the Alabama Crimson Tide. But Lars, where do you see as far as the CFP and the four top four teams right now, and kind of how it all shaked out this week?
Before we get into that, Jay, we've had a lot of discussion this afternoon about moving and helping others move, and I have a long history of getting people to help me move, including Coulter just about 3 months ago. But Jay, why didn't you just pay for movers?
Because it was just a few pieces of furniture, wasn't anything big. It was just we had to get it from an apartment, and the shit bought it from, God, what's it called? Some kind of marketplace or whatever here in Nashville. And so I didn't want her to go into that guy's place by herself, number one. And then also just getting it all, it was a heavy piece. But at first the guy said you couldn't take the drawers out. And I was like, you got to be able to take the drawers out of this chest to be able to get this thing moved, because if not, it's going to weigh about, 100 pounds more. But I was able to get those undone, all that kind of stuff. So it was a little bit of a process, but it was a good time spending with her as well, and just being able to do that for her. Hard to believe when your 18-year-old daughter's moving into her own apartment in Nashville, Tennessee. I know it's not too far from our house, but still, just amazing. I'm really proud of her and all that she's accomplished.
No, I'm sure it's sort of an emotional thing, and also it's a rite of passage to have your dad move you into your first apartment. So I'm sure it was a special, bittersweet moment for you. But yeah, so just looking at the college football rankings that were released yesterday, no surprise, Georgia sitting there at number 1 for the 5th consecutive week, followed by Michigan, Alabama, Cincinnati, and Oklahoma State. So Michigan making that big leap after their really impressive victory over Ohio State, 42-27, moving up to number 2. And then again, you got Alabama sitting there at 3. And so Alabama, obviously, they'll be in if they beat Georgia, and I suspect Georgia would be in as well. So you'd have 2 SEC teams in. And as long as Michigan defeats number 13 Iowa in the Big Ten championship game on Saturday in Indianapolis, they're almost certain. I mean, they are certain to get in. So then the question becomes, is it going to be Cincinnati if they win their championship game, or Oklahoma State if they win their championship game? And I think the fear for Cincinnati, Matt, is that that Oklahoma State would leapfrog Cincinnati and get that final spot.
I don't discount the fact that Houston might beat them.
You think Houston might beat Cincinnati?
It could happen. They've shown some inconsistencies.
Houston is not a very good team.
What's their record?
Well, apparently good enough to play in the championship game, but I don't know.
They were like 9-1 at one point in the season. Now I'll have to look that up, but that's probably not going to happen. I just think there's a chance that might happen. You got to watch out for Oklahoma State. I think that's exactly what you're talking about. But here's
Houston's 11-1.
Alabama beats Georgia. Obviously, they're in. I mean, they're what now?
Houston's 11-1. They're up 3 spots this week in the polls.
As Lars said, they're not very good. So Alabama, Georgia.
Strike that from the record.
Georgia loses to Alabama.
You're thinking about an older Houston team.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say, Matt?
Do a deep dive on some of those. The Georgia-Alabama thing. Obviously, somebody's going to win that game. Alabama loses it, they're out, right?
Yep.
Georgia loses it, they're not.
Yep.
And I don't think they drop would they drop to 4? I don't know.
No.
I think they dropped to 3. I think Alabama would move to 1, Michigan would be 2, Alabama would be 3, and Cincinnati would be 4. I don't know if Oklahoma State now with Riley gone is going to get their same recognition from the panel. I think maybe they're going to think that Oklahoma maybe weren't focused in as much in that game. So I don't know if that goes against them for that, Bedlam game that they win, and a big year for Oklahoma State. Everybody thought they might kind of ease their way back in. Notre Dame's, sitting right there on the outside again, and yet their coach is gone. So, I mean, everything that could have happened this year for a team like Cincinnati to get in finally in the group of 5, I mean, it's pretty much it's taken its course in that direction with everything from off the field and on the field.
And Cincinnati is playing. So Houston is number 21. So I retract my statement that Houston's not a good team, but
they're not a great team.
So Cincinnati plays them at home in the AAC championship game, and then Oklahoma State, they're playing number 9 Baylor in the Big 12 title game on ABC. And I still think Oklahoma State would leapfrog Cincinnati, depending on how each team looks. And then you got Notre Dame sitting there at number 6, which is really interesting because let's say Alabama loses, and let's say Oklahoma State loses, and then let's say I don't know, Cincinnati loses. I mean, Notre Dame still has I think a reasonable chance to get in. I wouldn't bet on them getting in, but they're sitting there, and who knows? I don't even know if Notre Dame has named an interim coach yet. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Notre Dame doesn't have another game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Their regular season is over, so they can't do anything anymore, or I guess any less, to impress the committee. So I think that works against them a little, but again, it all goes back to, Oklahoma State, Baylor. I mean, some of these other games that are playing for championships. The puzzle is not nearly complete, although I think there is one that's an absolute certain. Georgia is in the playoffs.
Yes, yeah.
There's no doubt.
And if Alabama beats Georgia, most likely, and things play out the way we think, Alabama would be playing Cincinnati in the first round of the playoffs. Who would like to see that game?
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, 1-4.
No one else
versus 4, and then you have Georgia at number 3, Michigan at number 2, unless they just move Georgia down 1. So Georgia's definitely in the playoff. I mean, they position themselves so well going into this championship game this year. But I tell you, man, it's amazing. I was on some radio shows yesterday over in Atlanta, and then at that, the George Plaster thing the other night. And I told you guys about Bama fans, kind of what they've been coming up and saying, what do you think? And, what, I mean, do you think we have a chance? And I'm just like, what are y'all talking about? I mean, yes. I mean, this team has won so many games, but even on the radio shows now, they're thinking, I mean, it's just, let me just put it this way. Georgia fans are a lot more confident going into this game than they've been, I think, ever against Alabama in the last 15 years, if they've had a chance to play them with Nick Saban. And I don't know if that bodes well for them in confidence-wise, or is that going to help motivate? Because I know the team is hearing a lot of this too, and I think for them, they want to go out and prove that, that they can go and beat a team, like Georgia, even with some of the injuries and things they've got. They don't want any excuses. They just want to go win a championship, and this is the next one that they got to win and have to beat. But it has been a different feeling this week by far. And I don't know how it's been for you, Lars, with some of the other national media guys, and you, Matt, same way as far as some of the people that y'all have talked about or talked to and talked about this game. I just, some of the questions I'm being asked or some of the ways things are being worded, it's never happened this way before.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically taken as an article of faith around the entire country that Georgia is going to win this game. And just being on campus yesterday and talking to students, they don't have a lot of confidence in Alabama. But, Matt and I tried to break down the game as best we could in the first hour, Jay. And let's do more of that with you and your expertise and really just sort of focusing in on the weaknesses that Alabama has. And we've been talking about them all season long, the right side of that offensive line and the lack of depth now at running back. What are some things that Alabama can do to mitigate those issues? And I know that Bill O'Brien's not going to radically change the game plan, but you know what? First and 94, it worked out pretty well for Alabama, didn't it? Why not put that position group in? Whoever the main guys were at first and 94, it worked well, didn't it, Matt?
Oh yeah. A quick question, Jay. I'll take us to break. If Georgia beats Alabama, can Alabama pull for them to win a national championship? Fans. That's a good question to address on the other side of the break. Jay?
All right, yeah, and I want to remind you, and I tell you, if we can only find Corky Simpson, remember him, Matt, who was the only voter for us in '92. He believed all the way.
That
with it, yeah.
And didn't he end up leading the national championship parade down University?
He did. We gave him a number 1 jersey with Simpson on the back, and it was pretty amazing. All right, Local Realty, one of our great sponsors. Let me just tell you a little bit about them. They can help you not only save money, make money when it comes to selling your home, and they want to help you do that with what's called a flat fee. Go to localrealtyflatfee.com. Localrealtyflatfee.com. You'll pay $2,900 flat fee up to a $500,000 listing. It's going to save you, really make you thousands of dollars. They have a 5-star rating on Zillow. They've sold thousands of homes and saved millions of dollars for people out there selling their homes through their flat fee. Go to localrealtyflatfee.com for more information on Local Realty. All right, we'll continue on the other side, breaking it down. Alabama, Georgia, SEC title game coming up this weekend in Atlanta.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Where the season never ends. This is your home of Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. Not only is it time for open enrollment for a lot of people, it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. The typical family switching to MediShare saves about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. And what's more, they like it. MediShare has double the customer satisfaction rate when compared to health insurance. It really is remarkable. There's more than 400,000 members now who have shared more than $4 billion in medical bills. So they can handle your bills too. And here's the thing. If you join before December 15th, they'll waive your new member fee. So that's another $170 you'll save. I'll give you the number here in a second, but call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline, December 15th. So call now and you'll save even more. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Dell Technologies' biggest business sale of the year has arrived. Step up your vision with top tech up to 50% off during their Cyber Monday event. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Plus, get incredible savings on Windows 11 PCs, along with servers, monitors, and docks, all with free shipping. There's also special financing with Dell Business Credit. Get started by contacting your Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
At Shell, we know from the time you get up to the time you wrap up, there's a lot of meetups, eat-ups, and hurry-ups. So come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. Fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new. Save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again. And snack up with in-store rewards to save even more at the pump. Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell and engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gasoline. See full terms and conditions at fuelrewards.com.
Cyber Days are happening now at JCPenney. Hurry to jcp.com and shop thousands of online deals through Wednesday. Tuck into cold weather bedding, including foam mink to Sherpa comforters, heated blankets, and throws up to 60% off. Say yes, please, to 1/10 carat total weight diamonds, just $25. Quick, click these deals before they're gone. JCPenney. Offers valid on select items through 12/1. Cyber online deals excluded from coupons. Other exclusions apply. See jcp.com for details.
We're going to need to fire up the plow. The big one.
Forecast is 6 feet of snow and 66 new customers for Trin Snow Service.
Hey, Terry.
She needs more drivers before business melts away.
What do you mean Dee can't drive? I thought he was certified.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Holiday season in Tuscaloosa. It's time to cheer on the Crimson Tide. Another home team you can get behind is BMW of Tuscaloosa. This Christmas, consider the gift of a lifetime. An immaculate state-of-the-art BMW. Their starting lineup of 2022 BMWs is stacked with all-stars, including 7 sports activity vehicles, each crafted to balance dynamic power, spacious interior, and impeccable design in ways only BMW can. Visit BMWofTuscaloosa.com or stop by to get to know your hometown BMW team.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
What a beautiful day today. Sunshine in full supply, the high around 70. Clear tonight, the low 47. And this mild weather continues tomorrow and Friday. Lots of sunshine both days. Highs up in the low to mid 70s, between 72 and 75. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 69 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Just having played in a few of these games in Atlanta, what are you expecting as far as crowd noise compared to some of the road environments that you've been on and the communication for the line?
Well, every time I played in Atlanta, the crowd noise wasn't, too crazy. But I mean, that's something that we'll be, prepared for if that is an issue. But that's not something that we're thinking about.
Michael.
If you could give a grade to the offensive line for this season, what would you give it?
Well, I'm not the coach, so I can't grade us. That might be a coach a question for Coach Saban or Coach Marone. But hey, we're work in progress. One thing I do know is every guy in that room goes in, shows up to work every day, and works their butt off. It hasn't been all perfect, but hey, we have made positive growth this season as an O-line. I love every guy in that room, and I'm extremely proud of every guy in that room.
Tony.
With you being close with Trey, did you talk with him about what might be his biggest opportunity this week? And if so, what did you tell him?
Well, me and Trey, we were really close. We were roommates at IMG. We really didn't speak too much in the game this weekend because it's already understood. He knows what he has to do. He knows the opportunity. He knows what's in front of him. He's prepared. I'm just, excited for him. I'm happy for him. He gets the opportunity to go out there and do his thing. I'm a dang sure, block my heart out for him.
All right, welcome back in. And that was Evan Neal and his comments about the game this weekend, how loud it's going to be in the Georgia Dome, dealing with that from an offensive line perspective. Asked whether or not what grade he would give. I think he did a good job of that, passing it on back to the coaches. They're the ones that grade out the film. And then also talking about his relationship with Trey Sanders, coming from IMG, being roommates, and just the opportunity he's got this weekend against the Georgia Bulldogs, and what this game's going to mean for him and for them, and that he wants to block his tail off for him, he said, and see him do well in this matchup against Georgia this weekend. It's going to be tough sledding, though, against a front seven that is one of the best, if not the best, in the country, one of the best, if not the best, Kirby's had at Georgia since he's been there. So this defense is built to withstand, as far as not allowing a lot of yards, not allowing a running game, and really trying to make you one-dimensional. And I think that's one thing Alabama, hopefully – we talked a little bit yesterday about this, is that, if you can't run it, do you throw it all the time? The problem with that is you become one-dimensional. Every defense wants you to give up on the run game. And the more you stay with it, even at times when it's going to look like, why are we running it? I know Bill O'Brien, the coaching staff, they're going to keep preaching to themselves all week long. We got to stay with the run. We got to keep doing certain things. We've got to keep them off balance. We can't, just be predictable on every single down. And so, to me, that's one of the biggest approaches, one of the biggest disciplines, guys, that, we all talk about it. We've talked about it many times throughout the years, that a lot of these teams just get away from that early in the game and really lose any kind of momentum or any type of, kind of foundation of what they're building on throughout the game as they work through their script, as they find out more intel about the defense or the offense the other way around. Sometimes these coaches, they get a little bit panicked, and I don't see Bill O'Brien or Coach Saban or any of these other coaches doing that in this game. And we have seen Kirby do that in this game, and maybe he's learned from that, and maybe this will be the year that he stays more disciplined in his approach as well.
Yeah, so this isn't necessarily an apples to apples comparison, because Alabama has played a much more difficult schedule than Georgia. But you look at the numbers, just the raw statistics, and it doesn't look good for Alabama. The Bulldogs have the nation's top scoring defense and total defense. We know that. They're giving up 78.9 yards per game rushing. Opponents have only 2 rushing touchdowns against Georgia through 12 games and average less than 3 yards per carry.
Wow.
2.49. And what did Alabama do in their last game against Auburn?
1.8.
1.8 per attempt. They couldn't get anything going on the ground. And this is not the first time we've seen Alabama struggle. 6 yards against LSU? So, Jay, part of me thinks they're going to have to be one-dimensional. I know no coach wants to be one-dimensional, but if your only healthy option, your only scholarship running back is Trey Sanders, who, for whatever reason, you haven't felt confident playing all season long until it really mattered, I don't know. I go back to first and 94 and what worked for Alabama. Up tempo, throwing the ball, and yes, there was a 4th and 7 there, and maybe Trey will have the game of his life. I certainly hope so. It'd be a terrific story. Nick Saban went out of his way to say, "Hey, Trey did a great job catching the ball, and he's done that all year when given the opportunity." But even more important, in critical situations. Late in the game on that final drive when Auburn was blitzing either a linebacker or a safety, you know what Trey Sanders did? He picked it up every single time. And he showed real athleticism in that one play where he leapt over a defender. And I think that was the Trey Sanders that we've been kind of waiting to see. And if Robinson can't go, and I guess Matt is hearing that
no, that's more my guess than anything else.
Okay,
now,
yeah,
he didn't evidently work out earlier this week, but that doesn't mean he's not going to play on Saturday. That could just be a precautionary measure to not double up the injury.
So I think you're going to see maybe Slade Bolton get some touches or at least line up back there, and then Christian Leary, former and Kennedy, the kid who came as a linebacker. But I mean, it's just I don't know, Jay. I go back to you. Just hearing those raw numbers. If you can't run the ball, why even try? I mean, I understand the need to be balanced. Every team needs to be balanced if you're going to be an effective offense. But I think this game may call for an extraordinarily unique game plan. Jay, your thoughts?
Well, yeah, and I think, to me, just running the ball is also, we talked about this yesterday or Monday, screens, quick screens out to the side. I mean, that's, to me, those are long handoffs in a sense. So just doing those type of things, up tempo offense can really affect the defense. That's a bigger, like this defense is, and they're big, they can move. You want to keep those guys on the field. Don't want them substituting. You want to try to wear them down over time, throwing the screens and doing stuff to get them moving side to side. So that's the thing. I mean, that's, and if you throw those screens and you want to keep them on the field, you throw them to your sideline. You don't throw them towards theirs, because then they'll just keep going out of bounds. So you want to throw them to your sideline to keep them, because they can't get all the way back across the field in order to substitute and try to keep those guys and get as many plays as you can possible. But yeah, I mean, I just think when the run game, Matt, you have to, if you get away from it too early and become so predictable, then the first down play action passes, the big shots, normally you can get over the middle, open space that you're going to be able to create. It's just going to that goes away because nobody's affected by it. And that's where I think you still have to stay somewhat disciplined, especially early on if the game is still pretty tight, not to get away from those things. And as the game progresses on, then as both teams do, you get into more of more aggressive the type approach down the field and things like that. But your thoughts on it, Matt?
Well, somebody call Mike Lee. I mean, he's won a few games. He doesn't run the football, but he does he does the equivalent of the run, just like Jay said. Quick out passes, flip screens.
What do you remember most about Lane Kiffin in his first year with Blake Sims throwing to Amari?
It was all side to side, yeah.
Side to side.
Yeah,
and I think that's what Alabama needs to do, and we haven't seen a ton of that from O'Brien this year. And you got two dynamic playmakers in Williams and Mechie on the outside. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of that, Jay.
Yeah, I called it the Ariana Grande offense, side to side, that Lane Kiffin ran when he was at Alabama. But his, when you think about his,
your one line,
man. Jay's a pretty.
I gotta start writing these down.
when you look at just the things that he did
by Jay,
yeah, the things he did though in the pass game, that was also helped get Blake warmed up. It also helped with him as a running quarterback. I mean, he put up big yards that year. But it's gonna be fun to see kind of how the strategy against this defense and what Bill O'Brien and his coaching staff come up with. All right, we got a special guest gonna be joining us coming up next, and look forward to that. We'll tell you more about that on the other side. But real quick, let me tell you about Fully Promoted, which is one of our great sponsors here on the show. They want to help you when it comes to marketing and branding. We all need help when it comes to that with our products and our businesses and our brands. They can help you do it. They've got local experts that specialize in putting your logo on apparel, team gear, caps, promotional products, trade show items, and printed materials. They provide access to samples that you can actually touch and feel, and personalized service to assist you with product selection, decoration methods, taking your brand to the next level. So call Fully Promoted today. Give them a call at 205-406-6430. That's 205-406-6430. Tell them that you heard this ad on the Jay Barker Show for a special offer, and they'll give that to you. 205-406-6430. Are you fully promoted? All right, coming up on the other side, Whitney Mork is going to be joining us from State Farm Agency in Birmingham, and got some great things that she's doing charity-wise, and also for Striker Strong Foundation. and the Big Oak Ranch. We'll get into that and much more with her coming up on the other side. Stay with us.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Following this summer's Tokyo Olympic Games, the eyes of the world will turn to Birmingham, Alabama, and the World Games 2022. Next July, the world will come together for the South's largest international sporting event since the 96 Centennial Olympic Games. 3,600 athletes will compete for gold in 34 sports, including lacrosse, softball, gymnastics, flag football, and more. Tickets are on sale now. Buy yours at twg2022.com.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
For quality of life, call 866-4-VITURO.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. They are the premier for custom audio-visual design and installation in the superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Rock and Roll Sushi, they're proud to be the original American-style sushi restaurant founded on great food and rock and roll music, boasting concepts and flavors big, bold, and loud. They're the only place to experience the rock you love, the rolls you love, with the ones you love. It all began back in Mobile, Alabama, and then a decade later, tucked inside the Mobile Mall, expanded to encompass more than 40 locations across the southeastern U.S. Since day one, the most rewarded part of their work has been seeing guests fall in love with the amplified dining experience and become fans who return again and again to the biggest in town. That's Rock and Roll Sushi. Get out today for lunch or dinner.
At Schaefer Plastic Surgery, not only they treat you like family, you get a free opening consultation. Not normally you get that for elective surgeries. You do with Dr. Schaefer. And he also combines experience gained from nearly 2 decades in practice, 8 years in advanced training to achieve beautiful, transformative results for his patients. As a board-certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Schaefer's goal is to exceed expectations while being dedicated to safety before, during, and after the procedure. Go online at SchaeferPlasticSurg.com. That's SchaeferPlasticSurg.com or 205-278-7969. For more information and located on Highway 280 across from Grandview Hospital.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at BHAMBroker.com. That's BHAMBroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's BHAMBroker.com. Sell your car through BHAMBroker.com or 205-716-1269.
We all want to create a product or service that's going to change the marketplace. Jeremy and Gina Miller have done it with LocalRealty.com. LocalRealty.com, they've saved sellers over $600,000 in listing fees just in the last 2 years alone. How do they do it? A full service flat listing fee of $2,900, saving you thousands. 5-star ratings on Zillow with over 400 testimonials. Sold over 1,000 plus homes in the Birmingham metro area since 2016. Go online at LocalRealty.com or give them a call at 205-564-3200. That's 564-3200 to Local Realty.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan. Letter C, letter O.
And as we continue hour number 2, and looking ahead to Alabama and Georgia game, SEC championship coming up this weekend in Atlanta. But right now we got a special guest in studio with us, Whitney Mork from State Farm Agency in Birmingham, and also been on the show before a couple times talking about some of the things that she's done in the community and a way to give back for not only herself, but also for what she does with State Farm and just with the community as a whole. A really great champion for Striker Strong, and also the Big Oak Ranch is a part of her charities. But I'm going to let her describe kind of what she's got going on and what she'll be doing for Striker Strong and the Big Oak Ranch. But Whitney, thanks for being with us in studio today. I wish I was there with y'all.
Hey, thank you for having me back. I appreciate it.
Well, tell everybody just kind of what you guys are doing, or what you're trying to do through some of the different things that you're doing with Striker Strong or Robbie and some of the other things like the Big Oak Ranch and things that you've gotten involved in.
Yeah, perfect. So there are two big main things that I'm really working on, especially for the month of December through the holidays. One is I'm working with Big Oak Ranch. I mean, this is near and dear to my heart. We're doing a toy and donation drive. And I mean, we already have people coming in, taking their kids, going shopping, getting toys for the boys and girls at the ranch. We're very excited about this, and we're going to be doing donations until December 10th. This is going to be a 1520 Montclair Drive. It's going to be the drop-off at Whitney Mork State Farm. And we're open 8 to 5, so just come on by and drop off those donations, and they're going straight to the ranch, straight to the boys and girls. And they are going to be so excited. I know we are. The second one is going to be the Striker Strong Quotes for Good. I mean, we have a community that loves Striker and a big supporter of Striker Strong and his family. So what this is for every person, sorry, for every household that calls or stops by and just does a quote, no obligation, just a quote for auto, home, renters, or life, we're going to donate $10 to the Striker Strong Foundation. That's going to be the entire month of December. So $10, that can add up. I mean, it's really, really important, and I am very excited about this as well.
Whitney, you give so much back. Tell us about the 100 Days of Kindness campaign.
Well, I started 100 Days of Kindness last year. I once had somebody pay it forward to me. And I was in the position where I was at Alabama. I had to quit school, and I was working at Village Tavern at the Summit in Birmingham, just trying to get back. And a family came in, and they gave me a substantial tip, and they told me all I have to do is pay it forward, graduate and pay it forward. So now that I have my agency, State Farm gives me resources to be able to give back to nonprofits and help.
Not to interrupt, but I
Sure.
remember the last time you were in
Yeah.
here, I was digging and digging and digging because I wanted to know how much that tip was, and I know you can't necessarily say, but what an amazing thing!
Yeah.
How did that make you feel when you got that tip? Just to sort of slow it down a little bit with that story.
It changed my life. My dad had just passed away from cancer, and he didn't have any life insurance. So, fast forward so many years, I now have my own insurance agency, my own State Farm. I get to protect families like yours, like people around me, our community. So what happened to my family doesn't happen to yours. It's a rewarding feeling, and when they did that for me, first of all, I say nothing's for free. What do I have to do for this? But they really were so genuine, and they changed my life. And now I have an opportunity to help change others' lives. So it's been amazing.
I've been to Big Oak and have met John and Brody as a part of this and your funding.
Yeah.
Can you just take a minute? It's just overwhelming, and it will, like your tip, it will touch you for the remainder of your life.
The first time I went and visited the ranch last year, Brody came in and he met me, and he told me the story. He told me the story about how his father took him when he was little, and I was in tears. It just moved me. And the children at that ranch, I have similar situations that are close to me, and I understood. And he moved me. He really did, and I am so happy. I'm so happy to be able to help these children. Some of them go through some. I mean,
Oh, it's horrific.
oh my goodness. So what's beautiful though is how I've seen this community already just this week come together to be able to help them. I mean, they're bringing their children, going shopping, getting these donations, these toys to help these kids, so they can show them that it's not just about us; it's about others too. So it is. It's been amazing.
Tell everybody how they can get in touch with you, how they can make donations, get quotes, so we can follow up on all the viewers and listeners to the Jay Barker Show.
Sure, thank you. It's going to be Whitney Mork State Farm. We're located at 1520 Montclair Road, Birmingham, Alabama, right beside Fairhaven Retirement Community. And our number is 205-956-6812. So you can call us or stop by. Just mention Striker Strong or the show, and we will donate, like I said, $10 for every household quote to the Striker Strong Foundation.
And your information is up right now on BamaInsider Live. Whitney, other than the tip that you got when you were waitressing, what motivates you to be so philanthropic?
You say what motivates me other than that tip. That tip, like I said, that tip changed my life. That tip is a huge reason why I do it. But State Farm in general, State Farm gives me the resources and I work for an amazing, amazing company. They give me the resources to be able to help people. So why not take that? Why not take that? I say I want to be the change that I want to see in the world. I try to teach my daughter the same thing. We have to be the change. And if I leave this world, I want to leave a legacy. And I want people to know that, and I want my daughter to know that you can make a change. You can make a difference. Even if it's a small difference, you never know how far that little act of kindness can go.
Beautifully put, Matt.
Absolutely. One other question about the tip and not the money.
Sure.
Did they tell you why? I mean, because there were probably a lot of servers in the restaurant. Did they just say, hey, you must have been, what I'm saying is you must have been one heck of a server.
And what did they order?
I tell you what, they were celebrating their son's engagement. And I never met them before. They're a local family here in Birmingham. And they were celebrating. And I was one heck of a server, though.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, I worked my booty off, but yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's
fantastic stuff.
I mean, it is such an amazing story, and you're gonna have to write a book about it one day. If you need a co-author, hit me up.
There's Lars. Thank you for being in here.
Hey, thank you guys for having me.
Whitney, thank you.
Thank you, Whitney.
All right, Whitney Mork joining us from State Farm. And again, $10 for household quotes with State Farm. Go by and check out. We put the numbers up on the screen for you as well. And we really appreciate Whitney coming by and all the support she's given to Striker Strong, Big Oak Ranch, and so many other charities out there. All right, we'll wrap up hour number 2. Coming up next, stay with us live from AVX. We'll be back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Where the season never ends. This is your home of Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Holiday season in Tuscaloosa. It's time to cheer on the Crimson Tide. Another home team you can get behind is BMW of Tuscaloosa. This Christmas, consider the gift of a lifetime. An immaculate state-of-the-art BMW. Their starting lineup of 2022 BMWs is stacked with all-stars, including 7 sports activity vehicles, each crafted to bounce dynamic power, spacious interior, and impeccable design in ways only BMW can. Visit BMWofTuscaloosa.com or stop by to get to know your hometown BMW team.
calling. Can you run back and wrap that? Oh, you've got a customer.
The holidays came early for the Hendricks Boutique.
Yes, we'll be open even later when it gets
They'll need a
closer.
temp fulfillment manager to tie up the holiday loose ends.
I need some more help at the register. Somebody? Oh, Sherry.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
High prices don't get you a great network. A great network gets you a great network. It's why Total Wireless runs on the largest, most dependable network, now with 5G. And for a limited time, we're doubling your high-speed data on our $35 unlimited plan from 5 gigs to 10. So you can double your binging, your scrolling, your everything. Total Wireless. Do amazing. Available at Best Buy. Capable device and SIM required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. Offer ends 12/31/2021. First 10 gigs at high speed, then 2G. Terms and conditions at totalwireless.com/terms.
Meet Bob Minetti. In 2016, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Bob participated in a clinical trial that included cutting-edge radiation therapy and surgery. He's been in remission since completion. I'm Keisha Sharp. Since losing my mother to pancreatic cancer, I've been working to share the kind of state-of-the-art work being done by Stand Up to Cancer and Lust Garden Foundation. To learn more about the latest research, including clinical trials, visit pancreaticcancercollective.org.
To remind pet owners that Progressive covers pets in our auto policy at no extra charge, we're making a really cute pet-themed radio commercial. You got to see this dog. It's a little puffball. It looks like a piece of cotton candy that I could just eat up. Oh, and it waddles when it walks. He's a little ducky dog. Oh, I wish you could see it. We really should have planned this better.
Get coverage for your pets with an auto policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
You know what happens in a plasma chamber?
Big stuff. Science stuff.
Diamonds. I'm Tom Osmond. Fincher & Osmond Jewelers carries artisan-created diamonds.
Earth and human safe.
And bigger. Lots bigger.
Fincher & Osmond diamonds from the mines or artisan-created diamonds.
They're all diamonds.
If you want to give her the big stuff, you've got to see these diamonds.
FincherandOsmond.com. A little tricky to find on McFarland Boulevard between Edgar's and Local Roots.
Step up your creativity now during Dell's Cyber Monday event with savings up to $300 off, including deals on the latest PCs with Intel Core processors. Shop laptops, monitors, and more, plus free shipping. Call 800-BY-DELL. That's 800-BY-DELL.
The original stuffed crust from Pizza Hut is so cheesy you'll want to eat it backwards. But what if we played this song backwards?
One topping, just $12.99.
No one out-pizzas the Hut. Ask for a limited time offer. Not available in some locations. Exclusions apply. Extra charge for more toppings and extra cheese.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
What a beautiful day today. Sunshine in full supply, the high around 70. Clear tonight, the low 47. And this mild weather continues tomorrow and Friday. Lots of sunshine both days. Highs up in the low to mid-70s, between 72 and 75. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 69 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
All right, welcome back in as we close out hour number 2. And I think it was Tony. Was it Tony? I think it was from Brooklyn earlier. And he said, forget about it. Some of the other area are right there. Roll Tide from Brooklyn. Baby. I said, I love it. Love it, Neil. Hey, all the other comments too, they're coming in. I know we had a chance to read and see kind of how you guys are reacting to not only the game, but this past weekend against Auburn, but also looking ahead to the SEC title game. And we'll continue that throughout the week as we're on Bama Insider's YouTube channel, also their Facebook page, every day live from noon to 2. You can also hear us throughout the Jay Barker Radio Network, throughout the state of Alabama, and down on the Gulf Coast. Matt Coulter, Lars Anderson, and myself here each and every day from noon to 2, live on not only terrestrial radio, but also streaming with you. Like, subscribe, and share, please, right there on the Bama Insider YouTube page, and also with the Facebook page as well. Guys, as we move ahead to looking at as far as the game this weekend, the big question that we've talked about, and I know a lot of the fans have asked about, is the running back situation, kind of what's going to happen. I know that right now, according to, what we're hearing is that, Brian Robinson is day to day. He has had some workouts and stuff, but, you look at Trey Sanders, you look at Christian Leary, DeMoy Kennedy, even I think Slade Bolden, you're going to see get some work this week at that running back position, get some reps as he has before. And who knows whether or not they'll put in maybe a package for Milrose we've talked about before, Jalen. So a lot of things that they can do. I mean, and we've said before, they're not going to change up their entire offensive system, schematics, or their concepts or the way they get to things. They're just going to have to figure out maybe different looks, different ways of getting to that, and what they want to accomplish with some of the guys that are being out. I've never, Matt, and probably you too, Lars, but, Matt and I covering Alabama for a long time, and Matt even longer than me is, and being a part of that program, I've never seen this diminished like this at the running back position ever.
No, not at all. And Jay, I wanted to ask you, what is practice like today? Have you already done sort of installs? Was that yesterday? What is the typical Wednesday practice? And how do you think this Wednesday practice could be different because of the opponent, because of injuries?
Well, they took Sunday off, so they got rest day. And I really think that that's one area where the strength conditioning coaches, the new science around all that has really helped with them as far as getting their legs back underneath them. We talked about that last year after the first playoff game. They came back, or maybe after the SC title game, but I think it was the first playoff game, and they were on the airplane, and some of the players overheard them talk and saying, "Hey, we need to go talk to Coach Saban. He wants them back in the day after tomorrow," or whatever, something like that. And they're like, we really think that they need to get more time off. They need to break away mentally. They need to, get away from this. And man, it was a huge payoff in them. All the players talked about, a lot of the guys went hunting. A lot of guys just got, broke away, went home for a day or so, and much needed. So, they saw that Sunday after a big emotional win, a comeback win, a lot of plays on Saturday against Auburn. Let's give them the day off. Let's let them just kind of take some time away. Came back in on Monday, and, just normal Monday prep. You put you're installing everything that you already have, and you're putting in some new plays, some new looks, maybe some things you've worked on throughout the year that, you've done them, you've practiced them, but you never have used them in a game. You've been saving them up. So you start working on some of those things. Bill O'Brien does a really good job of asking Bryce what he likes. What do you like on, first down? What do you like on second and short, second and long, third and long? That's key for the quarterback to have input on that. So he talks to Bryce throughout the week. Tuesday's your big work day. Where, again, you're putting stuff in and really trying to find out what you're going to keep in the game plan. Today is, another big work day, not quite as much physicality, but you still want to be physical, but you're just kind of repping out the plays. After the day, I mean, it's kind of like now you start, whittling down the plays that you don't feel comfortable with, the things that you haven't really repped a lot of throughout the year or this week, things that you want to be confident in when you make the calls. And that's what they'll do after the practice tonight. They'll whittle that down into a script. They'll have a script of 15 or 20 plays that they'll run tomorrow in practice, and run through that script offensively, defensively, and just really, the hay's in the barn. After that, it's ready to play.
The team still hit at this time of the year, Jay?
Not as much. I mean, man, we hit all the time. But yeah, not nearly as much. It's more thuds. It's more.
Well, hang on. Hey, what do you mean we? I don't think you hit. Did you?
He had a certain jersey.
No, I didn't. We didn't have the color jersey. We were live in every third down, every kind of. The only time we weren't hit was 7-on-7. I mean, but that you're not hitting 7-on-7 now. But yeah, we didn't have the color jersey.
Tee off on you.
Who did?
Copeland and Curry could tee off on you.
They could in third downs and on goal line and stuff like that. Yes, and that's why we did third down when Homer first got there. He's like, this is ridiculous. We can't even get a playoff. So he just started doing one-step drop fades. The entire third down drill made him so mad. But I was, he's like, I'm not going to let my quarterback get hit. So I like that about it. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for letting Whitney come in and spend time with us today as well. And thank you guys for holding down the fort there early on, as always. Matt Coulter, Lars Anderson. Thanks to our producer, Josh Smith. Always does a terrific job from the radio side all the way through video streaming with the BamaInsider to TV, and also our Facebook page as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share there on the BamaInsider. each and every day. We're there noon to 2 live and throughout the network, state of Alabama, down the Gulf Coast. From Matt Coulter, Lars Anderson, Jay Barker, Josh Smith, thank you for joining us here on the Jay Barker Show on this Wednesday edition. Join us tomorrow as we get ready for SEC Championship game.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.